Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Curly K, and I'm here today to bring you All-American Season 6, Episode 3 review. I am 2 days late. I ain't had time to go and watch the episode, but I'm trying to get it down now. Okay, so I just want to say, guys, before I start my review, let's play nice on Twitter, guys. We can have a difference of opinion without it turning into a debate or all-out argument. Not saying that I got in any arguments, but this is just a TV show, guys. We talk about these things if they are real, but they are not real. We started off the episode shaking the table. It's just a light budge. Not like a full-out shake, but just a light budge. So the guys are now 3-0. They winning the game. We starting off with football. We getting what we wanted. More football scenes, okay? So we getting football scenes. Of course, I think they say his name is Coach Max. If it ain't right, I'm going to catch it on the next commercial. I'm going to have it right in the next commercial. But we got Coach Max. He's still working there as an analyst, an offensive analyst. They help Coach Kenny. I just want to say, so far in this episode, Coach Kenny looking real good. Spencer looking real good. Both of them looking fine. Anyway, so Jordan is throwing, different passes. Spencer is so used to having his hands on the ball, play after play. He's used to, the plays coming through him. But, things have been different the last couple of games. So Jordan has been doing things to, make sure other people get open and everything like that. So after the game is over, Spencer is just doing a quick temperature check with Jordan to make sure everything is good between them and that they not beefing because, they stay having a beef. But Jordan says they are good. Spencer asked him if he mad at him about, the whole him going pro thing or declaring for the pros, or if he was mad because he knew about the book with Liv. He says no. So they go to the locker room. Everybody's in there celebrating because they're already having a more successful season than they did last season. Jordan and Spencer are watching through the glass. Both Coach Kenny and Coach Max, and then I don't know if he's the president or if he's the new AD, but that guy who hired Max is in there and they're having a meeting, and then Coach Kenny comes out and tells everyone that Coach Max is now officially the offensive coordinator. So, of course, Spencer is reading the room. So, Coach Kenny, puts on a good face for the team. But Spencer know Coach Kenny, and he know Coach Kenny is not really, feeling that dude. Ooh, a gnat. So, that just came out of nowhere. So, Coach Kenny tells Spencer, basically, this the big leagues, baby. You made your decision. This is how it's going to go. Business is business. And I think, with Spencer being so young, sometimes when students are athletes and they're trying to make them a future in sports, they find out real fast how something that they were passionate about or something that they have a love for meets the ugly side, which is the business. Sometimes it's hard to actually have both because you realize that something you love to do is how somebody else makes their money and they're betting on you. Excuse me. So, Coach Kenny was just like, this is what happens. So right after that, the scene goes to Olivia and Layla, and they have a brief talk. And Olivia is telling Layla how she is going to interview Grace as her first person for her book on her father. Which, I know a lot of people be mad, but, I'm going to show Liv Grace. I ain't for that book. Because I just feel like, one, I just feel like it's too soon. I understand it's her father, but I just feel like it's too soon. And this book is going to have an effect on people that they didn't really think about later on. And number two, I just feel like it's going to open up, I just feel like it's gonna open up a whole bunch of cans of worms that nobody is ready for. And I just feel like, given the history with the podcast and the article, anytime, on this show Olivia tries to express her interest in writing, it just ends up hurting somebody. So hopefully that's not the case. I don't want that to be the narrative. That's not the narrative, but that is just what we've seen so far on camera. But Layla asked her again, does she think it's a good idea for her to interview Miss Grace, seeing as though Billy and Grace were in love with each other and there was an entanglement involved. Liv was like, she think her mama will be all right with it. Her mama cool with Miss Grace. So she basically goes and does it. And then Spence meets with agents. This scene reminded me a lot of for all my swagger cousins. Hey, swagger cousins. This scene reminded me of the scene when Jace and Jenna met with like some agents to try to get Jace out there when he was trying to, get looks for different schools. That it really reminded me of that. So, oh my God, excuse me. So Spencer meets with some agents, and nobody is really giving us what we need to give. Like, when athletes meet with agents, it can be a tricky business. Again, like, you got to find the perfect person for you that's going to care actually for you and your career and not just to make money off of you. And that can be hard. So I'm kind of glad that Coop was right there sitting with Spence. At first, it was giving, I had the idea like, oh my God, Coop is now taking law classes or whatever. What if she end up, becoming Spence's agent? Because, some people go to law school to become agents. So it wasn't giving that. But one of the agents ended up telling Spence that if he doesn't start getting more passes and more catches and touching the ball more, that his level and his interest in, people being interested in him and his Heisman looks and all of his draft looks and his ranking and all that stuff, it's going to go down. It's going to go down because people want to see those numbers. And in order for him to attain everything that he wants, he got to make those numbers. But right now, 3 games in, he's not getting those numbers. So he's, of course, now thinking about everything. And I think it kind of puts Spencer on edge because now that he declared for the draft, he got to show out. And he got to show out. Because people had high hopes for him. People had high hopes for his career, but they've been looking at him for a long time. So yeah, y'all. I think that's all I had so far. Layla doesn't seem too thrilled about wedding planning. I've been seeing some discord online about whether or not people think Layla and Jordan are going to make it. Only time will tell. Coming from that promo, I don't know. I just hope Layla don't slip up with that partner she got. But yeah, y'all, I'll be back. Okay, y'all. So things done leveled up. Okay, I'm here for this. But before I get to what I want to talk about, I forgot to talk about Asher. Asher had a scene where he was doing his stress test, and I almost thought that Asher was back in the game. I was like, okay, let's go ahead. Let's write a reversal in there for when he was messing with them steroids and the mess his heart up. Let's just hope, miraculous things happen and he was back in the game as a player. That wasn't the case. He's still a coach. But I would have been here for it. I would have been here for a redemption story. Also, Asher is still coaching at Coastal Cal. And I seen my South Carolina Geechee cousin, Simeon. Hey, Jabari. We happy to see you. We miss you. We ain't seen you in a minute. What's up? So yeah, he was there, but he was letting Asher know that the starting QB may have torn his Achilles. So now they out. They need a quarterback. They need a quarterback. They need a quarterback. And everybody's frantic because the season has already started. Who they gonna find to play football at the last minute? And what are the rules on that? Because if y'all ain't got nobody on y'all roster, how y'all just gonna go and find somebody that's gonna play QB? But anyway, I don't know nothing about football. So I ain't got no say so on this. I ain't got no dog in the race on this one. But things are heating up. Let's talk about my good sister, Alex Fields. Love her. All my millennial people know that Alex Fields was like one of the girls who popped up all the time in the 90s. Whether she was on Kenny Cal, whether she was on Sister, whether she was on One-on-One, whether she was on Moesha, she was on all the things. Okay, and not to mention, she comes from actress royalty. Her mama and her sister Kim Fields, the infamous Regine. Okay, so of course she's like the friend who was obsessed with Billy when he was in high school, and of course, Miss Grace called her over there because she knew that she would have all the things for Olivia's interview, and so they were just talking about how, things was good back in the day and how Miss Grace defended Billy, and Olivia said she kind of wanted her book to be kind of like a timepiece during Billy's early years, and so who better than get the answers from than Miss Grace and now Denise, because Miss Grace done invited her over to the house. Where is Miss Grace's husband? What's his name, Malcolm? I know it was Carter. Where is he at? Where's Carter at? But anyway, so she was talking about how back in the day that her and Billy was so in love, and that Denise was like, I can't believe y'all was I just knew y'all was gonna be together forever. While Olivia said, yeah, that's proof. She was like, yeah, that's probably how the affair happened, or something to that nature. And I was sitting over here like, ooh, Olivia, girl, you got to watch it, girl. You can't just be saying anything. But Grace said that was her man first. Grace said that was her man first. And that's going to always be her man. I'm just playing. Grace didn't say that. That's what the audience wanted us. We wanted to hear Miss Grace say that. But Miss Grace is classy and she is married. Billy is her past. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember back in season 1 where Olivia thought that Spencer was her brother, and Billy had a child here that he won't claiming. She done searched that man's bank account to see where money was going and everything. She thought that Miss Grace was getting child support, all kind of stuff. But anyway, so Olivia leaves the room because she is embarrassed. She can't believe she said that Olivia done left the room. Okay? She said, I'm so sorry, and ran out. Girl. Preach asked Spencer to mentor one of the guys from South Crenshaw, and so Spence took like a little walk down memory lane, and it was just so good to see, that little picture of Billy in a trophy case. God, I miss Tay Diggs being on set. Tay Diggs, he brought a specialness to Billy. He always added a little bit of his quirkiness to Billy, and I like that because it was kind of like corny, but it was funny. I like that. I miss Tay Diggs. I just wish they wouldn't have killed him off. They could have shipped him overseas or something. I don't know. Or they could have made him move to another state and just pop in and out. They ain't have to send my man over the edge of the cliff in that bus like that. That was just so permanent. But so Spencer is like trying to get through to this mentee, and he invites him to practice, but he don't really seem, interested in what Spencer's saying. So Spencer just tells him, my practice is this afternoon. I want you to come or whatever. So go ahead. We go to practice, and they're running routes, and Spencer is not getting the ball at all. And so Spencer's trying to be patient. He goes to Kenny. He tells Kenny, hey, let's try to get me the ball more. I want to get into the rotation or whatever like that. So Kenny was like, okay, we'll try to work it through. And so Spencer is still not getting the ball. So Spencer is upset and was like, y'all, I was open on almost every play. What's up? And of course, Jordan was like, I'm just running the plays. There's some other people besides you. So Spencer then asked to get put on defense. And so every time Jordan throws the ball, Spencer is like making stops, like he's, breaking down the play. And so Spencer, that chest come out real. I'm him. I'm like, yes, finally. Let the world know, Spencer. We've been knowing, but did you know? And no, Spencer was not right in that moment. But I was glad to see Spencer finally express himself, because Spencer is always so calm and level-headed for the most part. We never really get to see him. Okay, we don't see him getting to be with Jordan. But it's just the fact that Spencer has been humble long enough. And so now Spencer knows it's time to step it up. I can't say I'm him and I ain't showing it. So his outburst makes Kenny mad. Kenny done jacked Spencer up and told him, get off my field. Get off my field, because what are you doing? This is a team. We don't operate like that. It ain't just one player that makes this team. We are a team. And so now Spencer looks up in the audience, in the bleachers, and he can see that the agent was there, Coop was there, and the guy from South Crenshaw, Dion. And then it goes commercial. I just want to know, do y'all feel like Coach Mack got something against Spencer? Because why all of a sudden he just come out of nowhere, and why all of a sudden he gassing Jordan head up? It's nothing wrong with him trying to help improve Jordan's game, but clearly he's sowing seeds of division and he's doing it on purpose. So what is his background with Spencer, and what is his beef with Spencer? Because usually if a college has a star player, they build around that player. Yes. They don't run. I mean, they do run certain things through that player, but they typically build around a player because that player will make the rest of the team great. So I just don't know what is this guy's beef with Spencer. And possibly, do he got a beef with Kenny? Because why is he gunning for Kenny so hard? So yeah, I'll be back, y'all. Okay, I'm just going to stop it right there. I know I just left, but Jordan is on this bike, and it's after practice. He's working out. Kenny walks up to him, tells him he's sorry for what just happened, and he tells Jordan, shake it off. Okay, so Coach Mack waiting in the cut, waiting for Kenny to walk off. He gonna walk up to Jordan and say basically, sorry y'all, somebody alarm going off. He walks up to Jordan and is like, so it's just me and you now. What's really going on? And so he was just saying that whatever happened between him and Spencer is not cool, and that he don't need that pressure on him, and that he got a lot going on. And so the coach was like, how about the coach come up to him and was just like, how about me and you meet later and get burgers so we can talk about how I want to talk about some things with you about the position. He basically said he wanted to create an offense around Jordan. And Jordan tells him, that I can't because I have wedding stuff with my fiance. And so he asked Jordan, well, you going to get married your junior year? And Jordan was like, no, I'm not getting married after graduation, blah, 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 whatever. And so Jordan is like, talking to him, he's listening to what Coach Mack's saying. Coach Mack is like, well, how is this going to affect your season? I just don't want your wedding planning to, get in the way of your season or whatever like that. And so he was like, because I want you to be my guy. Where is this coming from? Not to say Jordan is not a good player, because he is. Honestly, low-key, I'm kind of happy that Jordan is getting this attention now, because this attention is something that Jordan has wanted for a while, and something that he looked for in Billy, but he didn't necessarily get it all the time because he felt like Billy had his eyes on Spencer all the time. And so I'm happy for Jordan, but I just feel like this coach is being really divisive, and that's not how you properly run a team. That's not good coaching. Like, he's supposed to be problem solving and trying to make unity happen, and that's not the case. He's trying to basically stake his claim, and I don't like that. But yeah, y'all be back. Okay, y'all are back. So this is gonna be out of order. Olivia went back home and told Layla, well, she called Ashley first, and Ashley ain't pick up the phone. Who is Ashley? She, he, they. Who is Ashley? This is the third time Ashley came up. We don't know Ashley's background. We don't know who Ashley is. And why Liv feel comfortable just calling Ashley. Who is Ashley? But anyway, Liv talks to Layla and tells her that she blurted out something about the affair. And then Layla basically gives her advice saying, you know, she went through all kinds of things trying to find out the truth about her mama in regards to her life. And then, you know, leading up to her death, she was like, and sometimes you have to look at your parents as people, because parents are people and they go through things and they make mistakes just like everyone else. But sometimes we hold our parents in such high regard that we forget that our parents are people. And so then when they do something that's a little to the left, we really don't know how to react to it. So at the end of the day, Liv ended up going back to Miss Grace's house, and she ended up sitting back down with her and apologizing about what she said. And then she admitted that, you know, the affair, her finding out about the affair was hurtful to her, and that she had these feelings festering, and that, you know, it just came up when she asked the question. So then she ended up asking Miss Grace, she asked Miss Grace because she asked her a question about the affair, and Miss Grace told her, yeah. And so basically she asked Miss Grace, did she still love her father when they had the affair? And Miss Grace said no. And she said that her and Billy were high school sweethearts. She was like, and they were good at loving each other. She said, and Billy was good at, you know, helping others deal with their pain, but he wasn't good at dealing with his pain. And so at the time when the affair happened, both of them were not dealing with their pain, and they looked toward each other for comfort, and that's how the affair happened. And then she told Olivia that it was an accident. I want to believe that. I really do. But some part of me just feels like Grace never got over Billy. And I know that's on me to process and not necessarily what is being portrayed. But I just feel like, why would she answer truthfully to Olivia? Like, who is Olivia that she gotta tell the truth? I mean, she could be telling the truth. Like, that may be the actual truth. But what if it wasn't the truth? Not that I want Billy to be with Grace, and not that, you know, I wanted Grace to be in love with Billy. But I just feel like this whole thing about Grace and Billy being in love, and then them still actively being in each other's lives, the way they were was just weird. Think about it. The love of your life, it was your son's coach. And so the love of your life, your high school sweetheart, was around you all the time. Like, do you know how grown you got to be to handle that? I mean, and sometimes it looked like, you know, in past seasons that they had a little on-screen chemistry. That's just the way it looked. I mean, you just can't help but wonder. Been losing. Jabari ended up coming back to the office or to the training facility to talk to Asher about whether or not they found anybody. And so the answer was no. But Asher had an idea about who he could call, because he was explaining to Jabari that it's so hard to be back-to-back champions. And so it's on them and their program for them to figure out how they're going to, you know, how they're going to go with this adjustment. And then Spence had a conversation with Coop. Coop just had to gather Spence a little bit and get him back on track. because Spencer had lost himself for a little bit, and then she was there to quickly remind him that, sir, there has been some combination of blood, sweat, and tears, literally blood, sweat, and tears, in order for you to achieve your dream. And now that your dream is right here within arm's reach, what are you doing? You're fumbling. You're fumbling, friend. You're fumbling. Gather yourself. And that's what friends supposed to do. Friends supposed to talk to you stern like that and get you together. And you supposed to sit there just like Spence and listen. And then be like, dang, you right. We all need a friend like that. That's a good friend. But he did kind of tell Coop, he ain't the only one who was close with you. But you know what I'm saying? Like, Spencer just, he gonna get there. He gonna get there. He gotta come around, but he gonna get there. So I'm interested to see how the rest of this is gonna pan out. The plot is thickening. Okay, I couldn't wait till the commercial. Because I just need to talk about this real fast. So I'm gonna skip along. Jordan and Ash had a talk about how he could, possibly, get the school to sign off on him finding somebody to fill in the quarterback thing. Okay, we passed that. So, oh yeah, I forgot. Spencer went to South Crenshaw after practice to go see Dion practice, and he apologized to Dion because he was out of line for what he did at practice, and he did it in front of Dion, and Dion was his guest, and Dion appreciated his kind gesture, his apology, because Dion said nobody has ever apologized to him before. And so I think now this is going to put Spencer in a different light with Dion, and Dion and Spencer probably going to become like a little bro, big bro type situation. That's the way I see it. I hope we get to see the rest of Dion's story. I hope that they don't just bring Dion up now and then don't bring up Dion later, because we want to know about Dion. Moving forward, Spencer goes home again to his Crenshaw home where Grace is. And Grace is telling Spencer about, Spencer asks about the interview. Grace tells him, some unexpected things happened, but everything was okay. Liv has unprocessed feelings about the affair. And so it was not disrespectful though. She apologized. And so Spencer was like, oh, Ma, it's still weighing heavy on you. And then she just started crying. And oh my God, I never thought about how Grace would have felt. We've seen everybody, really deal with, Asher, Jabari, Liv, Jordan, Spencer, Laura. And, we saw the group come together, in honor of Billy. But I never thought about how Billy dying could have made Grace feel. Especially with him being one of the loves of her life. So she just had a moment. She realized that she didn't process her feelings about it. What do y'all feel about it? Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. But it's just something that, I can give kudos to the writers for, because, that was something good. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'll be back. Y'all, I'm back. So Jordan just walked in on Layla dancing with, is his name Ryan? I think he said Ryan. Y'all, I know it's a lot of discord online about Jordan and Layla. Jordan and Layla have very cute moments and are cute. I'm not a Jordella stan yet. Like they don't I'm not smitten. But I know some people saying that Layla and Jordan are not gonna make it and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna say that I don't feel like Jordan and Layla are not gonna make it. I just think Jordan and Layla may need to reconsider getting married. I feel like this wedding and them getting married is putting too much pressure on their relationship. And their relationship, they can't just be in the moment of being in a relationship, because one, they're still growing and developing and trying to achieve their dreams as young adults. And then two, because like everything is just going so fast. And I know from what I'm seeing, that Layla does have feelings for Jordan and she loves Jordan. And same for Jordan with Layla. But it kind of seems like to me that Layla is dragging her feet with the wedding planning. And so it looks like Jordan is not feeling that she's taking it seriously, and he feels some type of way about it. I don't know if they're gonna get married. I don't know if the engagement is gonna last. But you know, when Jordan wants to do something, he just does it, and he just goes head in first with it. And so ever since he proposed, he's been on Layla about the wedding planners, the venues, the wedding bands, everything else. And I just feel like Layla just might be in a little over her head with it. So we'll see how this goes. I'll be back. It was the way the camera panned on Coach Mr. Montez's desk of that picture of him. Oh my God, rest in peace, Mr. Kumar. Oh, y'all, I just cannot believe that Asher got so desperate that he went to Wade. And this is, can you say, shaking the table, like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, that is going to piss Spencer and Jordan off and all of GAU, because now Wade will be quarterback and their schools are rivals in the same city. That's crazy. That is so crazy. Wow. Liv and Spencer finally have their little moment. And honestly, I am not the biggest Liv fan, but one thing I can do is give credit. Daniel and Sam have really like mastered the chemistry between their two characters, and it's really believable. Like the way that light was shining, the like night light, not a night light, but you know the light, the moon. I don't know if it's moon. It was the fire. They had like a fire. It was the ambiance that it created. You know, they was just looking so cute. But you know, I think that after the conversation that Liv had today with Grace and how, you know, they were high school sweethearts, and then, you know, Liv and Spencer high school sweethearts, it just made her think about like whether or not it didn't make her question their relationship, but it really made her question like how deep is their love for each other, and if they really like work in their relationship and communicating everything like that. Because, you know, listening to another woman speak so highly about the love that she had for her father, that's interesting. That's an interesting take. It really is. She definitely was questioning on whether or not she should still write the book because of, you know, her interaction she had with Miss Grace. But I think Liv is still gonna go through with it. Jordan, I said this already. Jordan caught Layla dancing with her business partner. And so he left and he went back to campus to meet with his coach. And he basically told his coach that he wanted to be his guy. So I feel like the story is going to get interesting. And, you know, we only get 13 episodes, you know, this season. So we're going to be at episode 4 next week. So we're approaching that halfway mark between the season. So I'm interested how that's gonna pan out and everything like that. Layla also revealed to him that, you know, that she's on antidepressants, and so she is always right in the middle lane when it like her medicine makes her feel that way. Like she can't get down about it, and then she can't get too excited about it. So for somebody, who like Jordan, who's so excited about the wedding, like she said that she feels like she can't give him that same reaction back because of her medicine. And so Ryan said something to her about sometimes they have to be regulated. So when he said regulated, I'm thinking, okay, that's gonna put in her mind, let me go back to the doctor and tell the doctor how I'm feeling, and maybe they can adjust my dosage. But after he said maybe you just need to cut back a bit, I'm like, absolutely not, Layla. Do not listen to that man. He don't know what he's talking about, because girl, one thing you can't play about is your sanity. Go to the doctor, girl, and get your medicine, get your dosage readjusted, and let the doctor do that. Don't you try to do it on your own, but I feel like that's what she's gonna try to do. And one thing honestly, I forgot about Layla. Did I even know Layla was on medication? I don't know if I can recall that. I do know that she went through some mental health struggles on her own, but I don't think I remember her being on antidepressants. I know it was something that her mama dealt with as well. Her mama dealt with depression as well. So, I just wish she would have told Jordan that and not Ryan. But then again, she kind of didn't have the chance to tell Jordan that because of what happened, because he left. So I don't want them to have Layla spiral. I just don't. Cause I'm just like, Layla finally got to a good place. Like she finally got to a good place with her father. And then, her business is going well, like she said, and then now she's engaged. They wedding planning and everything like that. Ugh, I just don't know. And then I'm wondering some things about Liv and Spencer. Like, I know that Liv says that she loves Spencer, but I don't know. Something about them questions just made me think, like, are her and Spencer gonna make it? Like, I know she loves Spencer. I know Spencer loves her, but is their love for each other enough? Will it be enough to make it? Especially like in these next 2 years with him trying to go pro. So it just made me think about a lot of things. And I'm interested to see how this whole thing with Jordan is going to play out. I saw some promo with Spencer, and I don't know. Spencer just, I don't know. I guess we finally gonna see Spencer kind of outside of what we usually see, which is, so motivating. He always got his cape on, always helping, like Grace said about Billy, helping others process their pain. But is he going to process his pain? Or is he going to process the way you feel about the way things are going and the pressure and everything like that? And one thing I didn't mention before I end my review is that the manager's assistant came, and he came to practice to, view Spencer at practice and everything. And he told Spencer that he wasn't offended by his performance. He felt like Spencer is just a passionate player. And he told Spencer, basically, don't worry about what my manager said, because at the end of the day, you're a top recruit. And your stats from last year already proved that. Every NFL GM knows this. So just keep doing you. And so Spencer said that one thing he admired was that guy's loyalty and the fact that he went the extra mile and came all the way to Crenshaw to speak with Spencer at his mom's house. And so Spencer said when he is eligible, he's going to sign with him. Now, one thing Spencer is a good character of, one thing Spencer is good at is recognizing someone with a good character. And so I feel like Spencer and that guy saw each other. And so hopefully he does right by Spence and, you know, helps him, you know, move forward his career. So yeah, y'all. I feel like this was a good episode. I give this episode a strong 8. Interested to see how the story is gonna go moving forward, especially now that Wade is back in the picture. And if Wade gonna tell some OT, you know what I'm saying? Cause I feel like Wade messy. But yeah, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below about what you think about this review, and I'll be back next week with episode 4. Deuces.